dots and do it. Okay. All right. Thank you, guys. Okay. So I don't think I shared much about myself. I'm Karen Orlowski, and I live just north of Atlanta, Georgia, kind of in the mountains. I have 2 kids, 4 dogs, and I met Lera when I lived in South Florida, and I was doing Veg Fest. And she came up because I had my tower garden sitting there, and she immediately was attracted to it and just loved the idea because she had gone plant-based and it made sense to her. And that's our whole company, is we are, all about eating more plants and eating more fruits and vegetables. So I can't wait to share this information with you. I'll tell you a little bit about my journey a little later, but I heard something similar to this presentation about 18.5 years ago. And I'll tell you that that was not my mindset. My mindset was, I didn't understand the relationship between nutrition and disease at all. So, okay. And because of this community, thankfully, now I do. And I love sharing it with others. Okay, so we are unhealthy. Heart disease is the #1 killer. Cancer, we just did a cancer Zoom a few weeks ago with some amazing information. And the thing that impacted me when I heard this years ago, because I had a small, baby at the time, was our children are more harmed by poor diet than by exposure to drugs, alcohol, and tobacco combined. And if you look up a lot of these diseases, a lot of them can be prevented and even reversed through good nutrition. So it's not just genetics that is leading us down that pathway. Environmental toxins are increasing. So if you take a look at that list, it's a lot of, some of it we don't have control over, but some of them we do. So, that's nice to know that we have control over some things. What can we do to be healthier? Exercise. I know when I met Lera and I looked at her email address and it said marathon lady, I was like, no, I'm not doing I'm not doing that. I do work out. I do not sleep 7 to 8 hours. Managing stress. I joke around. I have 2 kids. There's no managing stress. Drinking water, using safer products, and eating real food. So we do what we can do, and we do the best that we can do. But always we do a thing at the end, or the beginning of every single month. We'll talk about at the end, called the shred, which helps me to kind of stay on track with some of these. So let's focus on fruits and vegetables. Experts agree that most diseases are preventable through good nutrition. So even the American Cancer Society has a poster that said, reduce your risk of cancer, and it's a picture of fruits and vegetables. This I love, because how powerful is this? 1 to 2 pounds of raw broccoli eaten weekly has 20 to 50 times more anti-cancer capabilities than the cancer drug tamoxifen. So that tells us just how powerful fruits and vegetables are. And our food quality is decreasing it's actually the percentage of 57%. 57% of Americans are eating, 57% of what Americans are eating is processed foods. So when you think about that, what we need to do is shop mostly the perimeter of the store, right? In the produce section, in the perimeter of the store, and kind of sneak in and out of the aisles for maybe some beans and some of the healthier foods, some rices, things like that. But, when we're going in and when you're buying something that has a box and it has a big long label, that's a processed food. If you think about produce, when you go on there and you're like, oh, what's in a carrot? There isn't a label. There isn't a label on apples. We just know it's an apple. Nobody's concerned with what's in it. So that's what we need to eat a little bit more of. The information on this slide that impacts me is broccoli can lose 50 to 80% of key nutrients before you even purchase it. And we're going to talk a little bit about why that is in a minute. So oxidative stress, just sitting here and, paying attention to this presentation, or whether you're working out or just working or even sleeping, your body is creating oxidative stress, and that causes aging and disease. The good news is that antioxidants are what fights the oxidative stress. Oxidative stress causes the free radicals, which damages the cells. But the antioxidants, which come from fruits and vegetables, can actually neutralize that, and they can slow down that process. So we actually can slow down the aging process, and we can slow down, our cells getting sick and damaged, which is awesome. So we need 7 to 13 servings of fruits and vegetables every single day. When I ask people, because of course, being a health coach and being affiliated with this company, I talk to a lot of people about health and nutrition. And most people think that we are still with the old, oh gosh, what was it? 5 to 7 servings every single day. So most people are kind of shocked when they hear 7 to 13 servings every single day. And 7 is for children, 9 is for women, and 13 is for men, which, I have yet to meet somebody who's actually able to do that every single day, including myself. So why so many? We talked about this a little bit ago about the broccoli losing the nutrition. Produce is picked before nutrition is fully developed. It's transported thousands of miles, right? Sometimes if you look at the berries, they're from Chile and Mexico and all other places overseas. 90% of Americans aren't eating enough servings. And we just don't get enough of variety from the rainbow. I can tell you that's the way it is in my house. My husband, my kids eat the same fruits and vegetables all the time. I like a huge variety, but a lot of times it can go bad. I go sometimes to Costco and I get crazy and I'll buy, oh my gosh, I'm buying this and I'm buying this. And I'm noticing that it goes bad faster than I can actually eat it. So it just makes it tough to eat that many every single day. So that's why the news isn't that fruits and vegetables are good for you. It's that they are so good for you that they can save your life. That was the cover of Time magazine or in Time magazine. So let's talk about a multivitamin versus food. So for the last 70 years, we thought that the multivitamin was going to help us bridge the gap between what we were eating and not eating every day, right? That's what we're told by TV ads. And that's what we're told by our doctor. Just take a vitamin, you're fine. So over 70% of Americans are actually taking a multivitamin. And when I talk to people and say, why are you taking that? And they say, well, because I'm not eating right. So they understand they're not eating right, but they don't understand that a multivitamin is actually synthetic and isolated. Isolated means it's isolated nutrients. It's just vitamin C. It's just magnesium. And synthetic, means it's synthetic. It's made in a lab. It's not coming naturally from the fruits and the vegetables. So if you take a look at to my left is like the supplement facts. That's an average vitamin. And maybe you've got 20 ingredients. Maybe on a really good one, there's 30 ingredients. To the right of that apple, excuse me, is one of 25 pages of what's in an apple, which is like 10,000 ingredients. It's 10,000 phytonutrients in an apple. I think it's like 13,000 ingredients in broccoli. So you can't even compare the difference between an isolated supplement and an apple or carrots. An orange, I think the average orange has, well, I'll reverse it. So the average multivitamin, most of them at a minimum have 500 milligrams of vitamin C. I think over the last 2 years, people wanting to stay healthy, we're taking we're taking 1,000 milligrams or even 2,000 milligrams of vitamin C. And the average orange only has about 60 milligrams of vitamin C. So your body doesn't even need that much. It needs a big variety of them. That's why we say to eat the rainbow. So bridging the gap, we have something that can help us bridge the gap between what we're eating every day and what we should be eating every day. So this is Juice Plus. And when I told you in the beginning that I did not understand, the power with nutrition and disease, my mom was a nurse and so that was awesome, right? But it was all about treatment. It wasn't about prevention. I was actually adopted. And when I was young, I don't even know how young, for as long as I can remember, I was very sick with allergies and asthma and migraines. I had digestive issues. I had ear infections. I can remember just crying at night because I had ear infections. I just was sick. I was on antibiotics quite a bit. And I was on prescription medicine for allergies and asthma. And I used to get allergy shots twice a week. So my mom understood, and I had the best sick care, like I had the best treatment, but nobody took a look at what I was eating. They just didn't know. And there's still a lot of doctors today that don't really know. So thankfully, unfortunately, it kind of took a lot of years. It wasn't until I was 35 and pregnant that somebody introduced me to Juice Plus, and I still didn't really get it. But it was interesting because the presentation I was at, My mom and dad were there, and they're both kind of research geeks. And so what they really latched onto was the research with Juice Plus. And back then it wasn't even as much as it is now. What I knew is that I wasn't eating enough fruits and vegetables. And at the time I was pregnant. And that for me was my catalyst, because I guess I didn't really care as much about my health, that I wasn't eating healthier, but I was going to eat for my baby. By the end of that pregnancy, I noticed, and ever since then, it's been 18 and a half years, that I haven't been on any antibiotics. I haven't needed my allergy medication, asthma medication. What's awesome is between the starting of the Juice Plus and the end of the pregnancy, I felt better. And I thought, gosh, if those capsules can do this, imagine if I started eating healthier. So this community and Juice Plus actually gave me the baby steps to go and get healthier and make simple changes along the way. Like one of the first things I did, and it took me a month, was give up soda, and little by little, I've reduced and almost eliminated dairy, because that's a trigger for me. So there's a lot of things that this, that the education that this community has given me, and also the motivation and the accountability. I know sometimes when I hear other people's stories, and 18 and a half years. And one of the things that the doctors had told me when I was younger is that, oh, this is genetic, there's nothing you can do. So that was always in the back of my mind, being a pregnant mom, thinking, oh my gosh, my kids are going to have allergies because this is genetic. And guess what? They don't. So I really attribute just, my knowledge now of knowing what to feed them, and also the help of Juice Plus with that. So I hope you took a look at of what was in those capsules, because imagine getting your body getting nutrition from that every single day. So Juice Plus adds nutrition from over 30 different fruits, vegetables, and berries to your diet every single day. They're whole foods. Think of a salad bar in a capsule. The produce is pulverized, not juice, and dried into powders at a low temperature. It's plant powders or chewables. We also have the capsules, and we have the chewables, which are like gummies. And we also have, which I'll go over in a second, is the full spectrum Omega blend. And that, I just love this product. I love all of them, but I love the Omega. So the plant-based Omegas, I don't know if any of you are taking a fish oil, but a lot of people, that's what we hear, right? That's what the ads, and that's what the doctor, everybody says, we need to take a fish oil. Fish do not have naturally occurring omega-3s. The reason we are killing the fish and eating a fish oil is because they're eating the plants in the ocean that contain the omega-3s, and that's what gives that to them. So the Juice Plus company, actually, we have our own algae farms in Hawaii, and that's where we're getting the omega-3s. But not only that, our body needs more than just omega-3. Your body, you can't stay healthy with just one healthy ingredient. It's got to be a wide array of ingredients, just like the Juice Plus capsules, 30 different fruits and vegetables. The omega is actually omega-3, 5, 6, 7, and 9. And it's sea buckthorn berry, pomegranate oil, raspberry oil, safflower oil, and tomato seed oil. And it's good for the heart, brain, joints, skin, and eyes. So I love this product. The shakes, I actually was chugging down a shake before we did this tonight, because I had been out and I was starving, and Sharon had the chocolate shake. Sharon and I are obsessed with the chocolate shake. And the one thing I will tell you is you guys can read this while I tell the story. So I've always worked out. Before kids, I had discretionable income, and I had a personal trainer, and he used to always say, you need more protein, you need more protein. And so I would try and drink these protein shakes, but I would always go for whatever was the cheapest. I was single and, on my own, and I always had a stomach ache. I never felt well, but I did it because he kept telling me that I needed protein. And I changed protein shakes, I don't know how many times, and I didn't really like the taste of them, but I did it because I thought it was good for me. Fast forward to when I tried the Juice Plus Complete ones. They are the only ones that have not made my stomach hurt, because I realized it was the whey. Whey is a very cheaply processed protein in shakes that they'll use. And I just did not do well, but I had not put that together. And so I love that Juice Plus is plant-based. It's vegan with all different sources of protein. And so I did not get the stomach pain, and it was delicious. It mixed up. There was no aftertaste. Oh my gosh, it just is the best. So the ingredients are amazing. It's low glycemic. It is gluten-free, dairy-free, and there is soy in there. If anybody has a question about soy, we do have resources about that, but I can tell you that it's the only protein source that has actually all of the amino acids that your body needs also. The Juice Plus Perform is almost a year old. It's almost been out for a year. And this is a plant-based protein with higher protein, 25 grams of plant-based protein, and it is tailored for performance. So for muscle growth, muscle recovery, oh my goodness, for energy, for performance, for brain or muscle recovery. Yes, I think I mentioned them all. So I just love this one too. And it's to help you, after your workouts. I know some people that drink them before a workout. And actually I have a team member on my team who is a massage therapist. And that's like working out all day long. When she has 6 or 7 massages, she says she actually drinks one of these to kind of keep her energy and keep her going throughout the day. So why Juice Plus? Juice Plus is unique. It's plant powders, not a multivitamin. It's NSF certified. Well, I'm going to go over that for just a quick second. NSF is National Sanitation Foundation, and they test to make sure that what is in the product is on the label, right? Or what's on the label is actually in that product. Because when you go to, let's just even pick on Whole Foods, you go to Whole Foods and you look at that product, the label can look fantastic. It can have pictures of fruits and vegetables. It can say whatever it says on there, but they're not, nobody regulates supplements. And so unless you go home and do your due diligence and you're really researching, where are the ingredients coming from? Is there any research on this? What are the sources? Researching the company to make sure that there's, and then researching to make sure that is what's on that label actually in that product, and is it going to work? And that's what brings us to number 3. It's the most researched whole food nutritional product in the world. So we're going to go over that in a minute. So Juice Plus is simply fruits and vegetables in a capsule. It's not about treating or curing specific conditions or diseases. It's simply about getting more plant-based nutrition in our diets every day. Let's talk quickly about the research. Juice Plus has attracted thousands of doctors because of the research. It helps to support a healthy immune system. It reduces inflammation. We have cardiovascular research. We have research with periodontal. We have research with, ovarian cancer survivors at MD Anderson Cancer Institute. We have research showing it protects your DNA. And I love what Dr. Richard Du Bois says, is there's nothing else available any place in the world with or without a prescription that has been clinically proven to do what Juice Plus has been proven to do. I mean, that is powerful. And if you think about it, it's just fruits and vegetables, but the problem is we just aren't eating enough of them. So when I heard a doctor years ago, and he showed a slide similar to this, but maybe not as many medical universities, and he said, you're known by the company you keep. And so I always look at this list and I think, my gosh, MD Anderson Cancer, Nemours Children's Clinic in Jacksonville, Wake Forest, University of Florida. I mean, we've got some pretty impressive universities that we've done research with. The family health study, the thing I love about this company is that they don't want the parents to choose between themselves getting healthy and a child getting healthy. So they've actually done a program. We have an active program that, gosh, Sharon, maybe you can say, for as long as I've been doing this, for over 18 years, this program has been in place. And it's an actual research foundation where children ages 4 through 18, actually undergrad and college, can get Juice Plus for free with a sponsoring adult. And it doesn't have to be your child. It can be your child. It can be a niece, a nephew, a grandchild. It can be any child. And if you order at least the fruits or the vegetables, they can get fruits or vegetable capsules or gummies for free. So the Tower Garden, this is what Lera got excited about when she came to my booth, is the Tower Garden. And that's what I was talking about right before I jumped on here with her, is I was outside putting in a fish tank heater and covering it up because it's actually supposed to drop to 31, maybe even 30 degrees tonight and freeze. And I have winter crops on there now with Swiss chard and kale and some cabbages and things like that are supposed to do pretty well in the cold, but still when it drops below freezing, I like to protect them. But the Tower Garden is an aeroponic vertical growing system where you can grow your own produce. And, so I love, quite honestly, I used to kill everything. I joke around that the Tower Garden grows despite me. And it's really because I plug it in and it's self-watering. And, you add the nutrition to it. And honestly, I've even let it run out of water and I come home and the plants are all sad. And I fill it up with water and plug it in, and it's amazing. So I think that's the only way I'd ever be able to have a garden, because I just am not successful otherwise. But we actually have research done at the University of Mississippi showing that the plants in the tower garden actually grow faster and better than plants in traditional soil, a conventional way. So I can answer more questions about that as well. But I actually have one of each of these. I have the indoor tower garden in my dining room, and I have the outdoor one right now that's covered up and waiting for it to freeze. So we love this community. Is not just about getting you started, just about ordering a tower garden or Juice Plus. We love to help you jumpstart your health. We have a Facebook group where you don't have to be a customer to be on there. So I don't know if you guys are in there, but you can join our health group on Facebook. We do challenges every single month. Right now, we're actually in the middle of a shred. Actually a little bit more than the middle of the shred. The first of every month, we do 10 different guidelines, eliminating some stuff, adding in some stuff to kind of keep us as healthy as we can be for 10 days. And then the rest of the month, a lot of people, because they feel so good being on the shred, they will kind of maintain shred, I guess, habits usually during the week, and then on the weekends have a little bit more fun. So we have cookbooks we can share with you. There's actually, oh my goodness, fitness videos. There's so much that our community offers. And our Facebook group, we're always doing, a challenge every single month as well. And I think in December, we're going to be doing a detox. So let me stop sharing that. And okay. So does anybody have any questions? Oh, I wanted to have Sharon tell her story.
Okay, well, let's see if they have any questions right away since you asked, and then I'll tailor my story to any questions. I'm also with the Juice Plus company and have been sharing for 23 years. So did you have any questions right away? Anyone? Okay. Okay. Well, I was introduced to Juice Plus by a friend, and she was just so excited. And she was somebody I knew was so much healthier than me. And I liked her enthusiasm. She's like, it's got all your vitamins and minerals and everything you need, and it's Jetsons come to life. And I'm like, okay, sign me up. I knew that any vitamin made me nauseous. I knew that I was a terrible eater. I was eating for convenience all the time, and I ate a lot of sugar. I ate a lot of fast food, junk food, but I thought that was normal. I didn't know there was anything wrong with it at the time. And it really took me on a better path to really learning about nutrition. I love what I've learned through this company. I started listening to some of the tapes. Back then it was tapes. Now we have it on YouTube links, but doctors talking about eating food that has live enzymes, and that we're live beings, and so we should eat food that's alive instead of dead. And I'm like, oh, that makes sense. And then every day that we don't have enough fruits and vegetables, it's like standing in front of an x-ray machine. We have that much damage from the oxidative stress. And I'm like, wow, this is very interesting, and that's why we need the fruits and vegetables. So it's kind of somebody finally explaining why we're supposed to eat fruits and vegetables, which, in my family, we didn't really grow up that way. So anyway, it just took me on a better path. I started to take the fruits and veggies at first. And like Karen, I have a very similar story, just probably because we ate similar. And so right away, my allergies went away. That was one of the things. I was going for shots twice a week also. I was drinking Coca-Cola, eating M&Ms. So that was suppressing my immune system. I found out sugar suppresses your immune system. Sugar feeds cancer cells. I still have a sweet tooth, but now we have tools, like the complete shake. I'll use that and I'll make different things that will help just knock off my sweet tooth and be healthier. So anyway, I started taking Juice Plus, and I started to drink the complete shake every day. And it really helped me to get healthier. And then eventually I added the berries because they said it was made for heart and circulation. And I thought my husband needed it for sure. I'm like, well, he's a walking heart attack just by the way he was eating. And anyway, so then my friend said, well, why wouldn't you want the rest of the rainbow? I'm like, oh, okay. So the blues and the purples. So anyway, I started to take all three of the Juice Plus blends. And then over time, now we've added the omega. which we eat plenty of fat in America, but not necessarily the best fat, right? And so that's a way to get the better fat every day. And I was grinding flaxseed, putting it into a shake, but that wasn't giving all the array. And also it's more of a pain. But anyway, I find that Juice Plus is great. The tools for every day, and I like to think of having optimal health instead of mediocre health, And so those are really great tools. So I no longer have allergies. I used to be super run down. I used to have a Kleenex in my hand all the time. I used to have to stop off the side of the road to sleep, like just on a 3-hour drive because I was so tired. And there's more to that. And also I was called medical girl. It's like, so anyway, I have a lot more vitality now in my 50s than I ever did in like my 20s and 30s. And then I was able to use Juice Plus as my prenatal. A lot of things out there, like Karen's saying, don't really have a safety label and you don't have research. So I was happy to know that it was safe to use for pregnancy. It's safe for the children. I've been able to get my children free Juice Plus all these years, and so anyway, that's awesome. And I love the research. That's why I can go and talk to doctors or chiropractors and say, look, it's proven. Look at the research and you're going to find some pretty amazing results. So I've been sharing it with other people, including doctors, and they've been recommending Juice Plus. And so it has eventually, replaced my income. I used to be a high school guidance counselor, and it has replaced my husband's too, because we just take it very seriously and we share with as many people as possible. And so we really just want everybody to understand there is a better way. There's a better way to get healthy easier every single day. And it really does make you change your eating habits too. Once you get the capsules in you, that's what we take. They also have soft chewables. But once you get the capsules in you, it starts to make you crave more fruits and vegetables and not want all the unhealthy things. So anyway, just so many options of what's available. I hope you guys will think about it. And we're just so blessed to have Lera with us, being like the spokesperson for you guys, because we wouldn't know you otherwise. So we're happy to support her.
Yes, thank you so much. I'm so happy that whether or not you guys get started on Juice Plus tonight or in the future or Tower Garden or anything, we're so happy that you were on tonight to support her. Does anybody have any other questions? Have either one of you ever seen her Tower Garden in person or no?
I haven't seen it in person. No.
Okay.
I have pictures that I show when I start talking about it. One of my nephews was here recently, so he's seen it, firsthand. I'm at like a new growing season, I call them, because I just planted some kale and broccoli and collard greens and arugula. So I'm gonna have some good greens in a few weeks.
Oh yeah, that arugula. I mean, one of my proudest moments, this is so sad, is I forget where I was. I was at a health fair and that arugula is strong.
It is.
You cannot eat an arugula salad with the arugula off of the Tower Garden. It's too much. And it's pretty powerful. And I had a guy come up and I was offering, because the best way for me is just like with what Lera said, like I used to always say, oh, take a taste, like grab a leaf off the Tower Garden and taste it so you can taste the difference. And he grabbed a whole leaf, because I always just say off the arugula, just tear off a little bit because it's so strong. He tore off a whole, before I could even stop him, he tore off a whole leaf and shoved it in his mouth. And I was like, oh my gosh, he actually started to tear up. It was hilarious. And he's like, oh my gosh, that's so strong. And I said, yeah.
When I had service people come to the house and they would look at the tower and be like, and so I would tell them the story and I would do the same thing. I made them taste a piece of the arugula and they were just like I was when I tried it. I'm like, you'll never taste it like that coming from the store.
No. And I've had, the other thing too, I've had little Italian ladies come up and they taste the basil. And when they bless that basil, man, it's good. So
I love my Tower Garden. We have like 4 of them. So at any time we might have 2 to 4 going. It's really good. Love the lettuce and the herbs all the time.
Yeah. Does anybody have any questions? I don't want to keep you. I mean, I could talk to people all night long, but.
Well, the vitamin, the way and can you state the name of that again for me? The I don't want to say that incorrectly.
Juice Plus fruits and vegetables and berries.
Juice Plus. So with Juice Plus, is it for taking it as an example, is there, this is what you would take as like a daily layout of what you'd actually be taking?
Yes, that would be totally what I would recommend. Fruits, vegetables, and berries. And we could tell you about the heart study. I'll summarize it really quick because for men especially, I gotta say, when anybody eats a high fat meal, they're constricting their blood vessels. So there's only so much room in the blood vessels for blood, oxygen, everything to get through. When you have a high fat meal, it constricts it. And they did a study at University of Maryland, 40 to 60% constriction for 4 to 6 hours. So there's this window of not good possibilities, where it could be dangerous when you eat high fat meals. And so what they found was with the fruits, veggies, and berries, just after taking it 28 days, there was no more constriction of the blood vessels after that same high fat meal. In the other groups, it wasn't the same, but fruits, veggies, berries, we take 2 fruit in the morning. I mean, two fruit, 2 vegetable, 2 berry, and that's it. It's really good. Definitely what I recommend.
Yeah, it does replace the average multivitamin that most people are taking, I like to say, I mean, I don't know, fruits and vegetables is what was here first. It wasn't, we weren't going to a tree and just picking off vitamin C and going and picking off isolated nutrition. So it does replace. So unless there's something specific that you're on that's, from your doctor, like you need additional, whatever it is. The only thing Juice Plus does not have is it doesn't have B12 if you're vegan or vegetarian. It doesn't have the omega, but we have omegas, and it doesn't have vitamin D.
So how's the omega taken? Is the omega taken with it, or is the omega primarily for exercise?
No, the omega, your brain is 60% fat. And so we really need healthy fats every single day for your brain and your body to function. And it helps with everything. It's heart health.
Pretty fat lots of times these days. So
yeah.
Get it.
Yeah, if you have the omega, you just include that also. Take 2 capsules of the omega. A lot of people are ordering that. It's called the quad. And it's the best. I mean, to have all 4 of them. And then, we would say include the complete shake also, which is a great meal replacement. I use it for breakfast, and then I use it for treats later in the day. Like I'll make a smoothie bowl, or I'll make little chocolate treats, and we can give you those recipes. So I love all that, for better health every day.
No, very interesting. Thank you. Thank you for the update.
And if you have any other specific questions that you might have later on, I'm happy to answer those as well.
Okay. Thank you.
All right. Any other questions? We can let you guys.
They could just cheer Lera on. Isn't this a great decision for her? She's so into health and athletics. It's great.
Yeah, she's our perfect person for all of it. So she always provides a lot of feedback on what we should be eating and what we should not be eating. So I've gotten that a lot over the years. Right. So right in line with her now.
So she's the mom of the group, like you shouldn't be eating that. And...
Yeah, or I'll say my little sister. You have the little sister that is
there
always
you go.
Do that, don't do that. So that's kind of the way she's been.
That's good. People depend on her.
Yeah.
And that's how she cares about you too.
Absolutely.
That's it.
But thank you. I appreciate your time and involvement, and I am interested, and I will have a few additional questions, and I will run those through Lera to kind of see how do we move forward.
Perfect.
All right.
Thank you.
All right. Thanks, you guys.
Let
me turn off the recording.
Okay.